Here is a simple problem based on the fundamentals of limit. We are given a function y equal to f of x and the graph of the function. We are given graph of the function. Then we have to say whether the following statements are true or false. Limit x tends to 0 f of x. This is the graph of this function. X tends to 0. That means we have to go from left of 0 and right of 0. Left of 0 if you go, we will reach this point. Right of 0 if you go, we will reach this point. Right. So limit exists. These 2 points are close to 0. Right. So limit exists and the limit is actually equal to 0. So this statement is true. Okay. F of 0 doesn't matter. F of 0 is 1. F of 0 is 1 but doesn't matter. But when we are getting arbitrarily closer to 0 from left side and both side and right side, we are still getting the value which is close to 0. Right. The value of the function at 0 doesn't matter. For limit to exist, there the value which is very close to 0 when we approach from left or from right should be same. Whether you approach from left or from right, both should give the same value. Then limit exists. Right. So, like we discussed, x tends to 0, limit f of x, both sides, it should be 0. Uh, it is 0. So, this is also true. Okay, this is also true. When we are approaching from the left or from the right, the value should be arbitrarily close to one number. Okay, it cannot be that from left side one number, right side another number we are getting. The both should approach a common number, that is limit. So limit x tends to 0 f of x equal to 1. This is false. What is the correct answer? 0 is the correct answer. Limit x tends to 1 f of x. X tends to 1. Left side we are getting minus 1. Right side we are getting 0. Right. Left side we are getting minus 1. Right side we are getting 0. Both are not same. Okay. When we are approaching 1, limit x tends to 1 from both the sides, there should be a single number that should be arbitrarily close to, there should be a single number. Right. There should be a single number. Here we are getting two different numbers. So this is false. Right. Next one also same. Limit x tends to 1 f of x equal to 0. First of all, there is no limit. Left side we are getting 0, right side we are getting 1. So this is false. Limit x tends to x naught, f of x exists at every point x naught in minus 1 to 1. Minus 1 to 1 is limit, see here, this is open bracket. This is open bracket, so 1 is not included. Every point between minus 1 to 1. Okay, minus 1 to 1, whichever point you take, limit exists because if you take this point, even if you approach from left side or right side, you will get the same point. This point also, if you approach from left side, right side, you are getting the same point. Right. All throughout this minus 1 to 1, except at 1. Right. Wherever you approach from the left side and wherever you approach from the right side, both will give the same value. So that's why this statement is true. Limit x tends to 1, f of x does not exist. That is true, right? Because when you approach from left side, you are getting 0, right side, you are getting 1. So it does not exist. So this statement is true, right? Guys, very basics of limits. For a limit to exist at x0, let's say at a point x0, for a limit to exist, whether you approach from the left or right, then the value of the function should be same. The value of function, if the limit is L, whether we approach from left, approach from right. So the value what we are getting should be arbitrarily close to this L. So this function should approach f of left side. If we are approaching, the value of the function should approach L. Right side also, the value of the function should approach L. Then L is the limit. In this case, left side, if we are approaching, the value of the function is approaching 0. Here also, value of the function is approaching 0. So 0 is L. Okay, L is the limit. In this case, here left side we are approaching, we are getting minus 1. Right side we are approaching, we are getting 0. Okay, so both are different. So there is no common L. Right. Left and right both are same. Then that means there is a L and that L is the limit. Right, guys?